Oke, ini adalah tanggal 28 Februari 2025. Eh ini jam 1 malam dan aku bingung mau ngapain. Jujur, sebenarnya aku nih bingung mau ngapain. Ada kekosongan di hati dan ngerasa bosan ya tiap beberapa hari, ya udah 5 hari ini aku ngerasa kosong gitu kayak. Mungkin karena terlalu banyak masalah juga ya, termasuk masalah negara ini yang makin gak jelas. Karena FYP ku semua tentang politik, jadi aku terlalu memikirkan hal itu terus gitu. Jadi aku merasa pusing gitu kayak mikirin negara ini yang makin kacau, mulai dari mungkin tokoh-tokoh agama, korupsi BUMN, korupsi di suatu instansi, bobroknya instansi polisi, eh, dugaan eh, apa namanya, dugaan pengancaman, dugaan mungkin pengancaman ya pada orang-orang yang melawan polisi. Apalagi ya, banyak hal sih, apalagi mengenai gaji dan aku ngerasa kayak masa depanku gimana ya. Orang-orang pada hashtag aja kabur aja dulu dengan negara yang tidak terkontrol ini, yang kacau. Jadi itu mungkin yang membuat pikiranku stres aja. Karena beberapa beberapa tahun lagi aku juga udah lulus kan. Jadi aku merasakan nantinya kerja gimana susahnya cari uang dan aku takut akan hal itu gitu. Jadi aku pengen kaya gitu. Aku pengen sebenarnya kalau untuk negeri ini sih sebenarnya sih nyaman ya dengan polemiknya banyak sekali. Tapi jika ekonomiku juga kurang ya itu membebani hidupku juga gitu. Jadi aku pengen gajinya tinggi namun kerjanya santai. Apa coba kerjanya santai? Mungkin jadi konten kreator. Sesuatu yang aku suka sebenarnya. Ya, jadi konten kreator sebenarnya sesuatu yang aku suka. Jadi tapi perlu proses yang panjang ya sebenarnya. Hmm, apa lagi ya? Entahlah. Jadi aku pengen kerja santai, gaji luar negeri, terus perbedaan misalnya aku dibayar dolar kan. Ya walaupun penghasilan nggak seberapa kalau di sana, cuma jikalau dolar ditukarkan ke rupiah ke sini ya lumayan gitu gajinya. Jadi apa gitu kira-kira yang bisa aku lakukan untuk kerja remote sedangkan aku menikmati hasil kerjanya di Indonesia itu sesuatu yang kuinginkan dengan begitu dengan gajiku yang biasa-biasa aja karena di gajiku berasal dari luar negeri tapi ketika di Indonesia gajiku lumayan gitu mungkin saja gaji 10 juta tapi itu udah worth it banget bagiku di Indonesia ini jadi udah nyaman banget gitu loh pengen banget kayak gitu kira-kira bisa tercapai ya hal yang pertama adalah eh, belajar bahasa Inggrisku ditingkatin. Aku mau gimana pun harus punya skill speaking English. Jadi itu akan ngebantu aku banget ke depannya, pasti sangat. Oke, karena gue pusing dengan negara ini, gue pengen lihat negara-negara lain. Gue tuh suka membandingkan negara. Kira-kira aku nih susah gak sih dibanding dengan negara lain gitu. Negara Indonesia udah kayak gini. Jadi kadang aku lihat eh, video-video orang luar negeri menjelajahi negara-negara yang mungkin saja mah seperti Indonesia atau mungkin saja di bawah Indonesia atau mungkin setara atau mungkin di atasnya atau mungkin untuk memperbandingannya dan sekaligus eh, mempelajari budaya mereka juga. Ya itu senang gitu loh lihat-lihat mereka jalan-jalan ke negara lain, negara berkembang, negara miskin, negara yang tergolong miskin atau apa kan seru aja gitu. Jadi kita lihat what salah berarti aku. Oke, tadi aku nonton ini sih.
From another company. Very hard working people here.
Jadi ini adalah YouTube-nya namanya Ride with Gabi. Ini adalah YouTuber yang keliling-keliling negara lain dan melihat budaya mereka gitu. Dan tadi gue lihat sih ya, tiba-tiba gue pengen buat video aja. Negara yang semeraut ini, yang sesibuk ini, yang mencari uang tuh mati-matian gitu untuk kehidupannya gitu. Sebenarnya bersyukurlah kita sebagai orang Indonesia sebenarnya. Kita tuh kalau udah ngeliat negara kita sebenarnya prihatin ya. Cuman kita harus bisa lihat yang ke bawah lagi. Biar apa? Biar ngerasa bersyukur aja gitu. Dan setidaknya ini ngurangin uh, stresnya aku gitu. Ketakutanku akan negara ini gimana. Lihat mereka juga susah, lihat gaji mereka nggak seberapa loh. Ya, semerautnya negara ini sampah di mana-mana. Ini apa sih slogan sih bau banget sih. Tahu makanan di sini bersih. Ya sebenarnya sama sih kayak Indonesia. Cuma mungkin Indonesia lebih oke. Cuman tidak 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 semuanya bisa dikatakan bersih gitu. Mungkin ada beberapa yang tidak layak. Ya setiap negara kan punya plus minusnya masing-masing ya. Jadi ya,
No biryani, no party.
no biryani, no party.
Ah, this is the one.
So this is potato, beef and rice and
Nice.
masala.
Ya nasi biryani ya. Kayak negara-negara di bagian India ya, terutama kayak Bangladesh, India, Pakistan tuh pasti kayak biryani gitu. Karena memang makanannya terkenal gitu.
Kashi biryani.
Kashi biryani.
Kashi
Sorry,
biryani.
kashi biryani.
So potato, beef, and
Beef kachi.
so we're gonna get this one.
Yeah.
So we need to eat with hands, huh?
You can put around the rice and the potatoes and this is beef. Okay?
Okay.
Ya tapi ini bukan targeting ya. Tadi dia orang ini tuh datang melihat bule bule yang asal Turki ini kayak perkenalan. Dia juga nggak minta dibayar, bukannya ya intinya dia ada konsekuensinya gitu. Misalnya touring yang ngerasa happy atau ngerasa apapun itu dia rela tidak dibayar. Wah gitu gitu setangkap aku ya. Tapi ini orang baik lah ini yang mengenalkan negara Bangladesh. dengan segala kemerawatan dan kesibukan dari negara tersebut gitu. Seru gitu loh. Ada juga orang kayak gini baik gitu ya.
Little bit.
Biasanya kan kalau di negara-negara kayak gitu rawan banget ya, apalagi beli-beli ditipu gitu loh, kayak nanti kesini bayar berapa. Nah, sama kayak di Indonesia. Nah, Indonesia itu juga ada beberapa pungli gitu. Jadi ya
Like this.
baik
Okay.
lah.
Yeah.
And then push with the
Yeah. Bismillah. Yeah. It's hand style.
Kadang ya, aku bingung sama bule-bule kan, kultur makanannya sama lah kayak aku ya. Misalnya aku datang nih ke Jepang, orang Jepang tuh nganggap sushi itu enak gitu. Sedangkan misalnya aku jadi ngevlog-vlog kayak gini ya, makan makan apa? Makan makanan Jepang yang sushi gitu. Aku ngerasa kayak aku harus enak gitu karena direkam gitu, karena ngerasa ih aduh kalau nggak enak gimana ya. Aku orang Turki ya, mungkin lidahnya sama ya, mungkin selera untuk makan ya mungkin sama ya. Tau lah, ini ya ada perasaan segan ya sih kalau misalnya ah di depan orang lain gitu, apalagi oh ini makanan khas Bangladesh nih, lu harus uluk-uluk padahal nggak enak, lu bisa aja gitu. Padahal dia tuh juga nggak terlalu suka gitu. Juga ada beberapa kasus ya yang bule itu makan makanan dari negara lain tuh sakit perut gitu, karena memang nggak cocok dengan perutnya gitu, karena udah terbiasa dengan negaranya makanan apa nggak tahu. Aku tiba makanan dari negara luar yang mungkin contoh ya apa ya kemarin tuh ya, ada orang Jepang atau orang Malaysia apa ya yang berteman dengan orang Indonesia, aku lupa tuh youtuber siapa ya, makan makan sate atau makan apa ya, aku lupa makanan jenis apa, cuman langsung nggak langsung sakit perutnya, langsung berak, langsung muntah, langsung apa nggak cocok untuk dia gitu loh. Sate setahu aku ya. Ya gitulah, mungkin karena memang kita udah terbiasa ya, ada imun tersendiri gitu untuk orang-orang yang udah terbiasa, nggak tahu lah. Jadi ya ada beberapa bule yang nggak cocok, takutnya ya seperti ini takutnya cocok atau nggak makanannya gitu dengan mereka.
Another style.
Harus bisa acting enak enak enak.
So, Raf, you said that side is Dhaka City.
This is the South Dhaka.
Sampahnya astagfirullah. Ya di Indonesia juga banyak sih kayak ini sebenarnya, cuma you know lah Dhaka, you know lah Bangladesh negara berkembang apa ya, negara miskin apa negara berkembang apa? Coba kita cari Bangladesh negara, termasuk negara maju apa berkembang. Kepo negara terus. Malawi, Mozambik, rata-rata di Afrika ya. Berarti memang ini ya. Kok ini sih? Berkembang berarti.
So on the other side of the river is South Dhaka, and that's the main.
Negara berkembang. Cuman mungkin Indonesia lebih di atasnya ya. Siapa nilaian aku ya? Koreksi kalau salah ya.
Dhaka.
Aku juga nggak ngangguk negara Indonesia juga wow bagus, keren, kelas, bagus, enggak gitu. Ada beberapa di negara kita juga mirip-mirip kayak gini kan, tapi mungkin hanya beberapa titik gitu, nggak sebanyak ini mungkin, koreksi kalau salah. Tapi ya tapi kita bisa perhatikan ya, spanduk negara Bangladesh untuk eh, calon apa politiknya gitu loh. Spanduk politik. Kalau di Indonesia tuh kayak mana sih? Nah, Indonesia tuh kayak gini lah, masih oke lah. Cuman kadang kita di jalan-jalan tuh bisa sampai kayak gini gitu loh. Loh, kok sini ya? Kayaknya kayak gini ya. Bandingin. Ya setidaknya masih sedikit lebih rapi di pinggir jalan. Ini juga masih ada ini boleh ini lumayan. Ya intinya lumayan. Kita nggak tahu juga ya negara ini apa coba. Ada emoticon ini mata dan
So now we are going back on the other side to the main city of Dhaka.
Nah, aku tuh kayak melihat negara-negara yang masih berkembang, ya Indonesia juga banyak sih. Cuma kabel-kabel ini termasuk parah kan. Tadi ya ada bagian yang kabel-kabel yang semeraut banget, aduh, hebat banget coy. Semeraut, wah, gila.
We live South Dhaka, which is honestly very intense. That's where you have all the also clothing factories, the ship repair area. It's all on this side, and that side is the main city.
Ada ini cuy, iklan tuh kecil banget ya. Wow, keren. Ya Indonesia juga, cuma ini aneh gak sih? Apa ya? Ini sepanduknya brand. Jadi dia cuma ya catnya pasti kusam, sampah di mana-mana dan
What an experience! How's that? Oh, many fabrics there. We are in Venice, guys. With the gondola.
mana ini katanya langit Bangladesh abu-abu.
Alright guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. What a day, what a beautiful exploration of Dhaka. I've seen so many things in just few hours, and I'm so happy that I met Raf in the middle of the day, and then randomly we just started to explore.
Orang random gitu tiba-tiba jadi tour guide gitu. Tapi bahasa Inggrisnya oke lah. Oke lah ya kan. Ini buat aku terinspirasi untuk belajar bahasa Inggris sebenarnya.
Also a tour guide, but I just met him by accident in the street, and he showed me so many cool things here in Dhaka. So let me know in the comments down below what do you think. Let me know if you've ever been to Dhaka, if you're maybe planning to come, share your opinions down below. And stay tuned because I'm gonna make more videos from here. So in the next one we're gonna see a different side of Dhaka. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, Raf.
Thank you so much for you being your time with me. So I feel glad to see you because it's a miracle, you know, we meet in the street.
Yeah.
Now you say that you feel very enjoyed.
Yeah.
So that is my happiness because you are so happy, you know.
I am. I had a really good time. And I'll put the contact of Raf in the comments down below, in the description down below. Alright, see you guys. Careful! Hey! Where is he? Oh, be careful!
Yeah.
This is your country. Beautiful country.
Beautiful country. Lebih kata-katanya menurutku ya menghargai ya mungkin ya. Karena Turki dan Bangladesh dengan seperti kayak gini ya. Lifebuoy anjir. Lifebuoy itu dari mana ya? Jepang apa ya? Tapi di Indonesia juga ada. Kepo. Lifebuoy dari mana? Dari perusahaan mana? Anjir, Indonesia cowok produksi Indonesia sumpah. sebagai merek sabun higiena terbesar milik Unilever. Unilever. Lifebuoy produksi oleh PT Unilever Indonesia perusahaan apa? Hah? Unilever tuh masa Indonesia sih, gak percaya lah aku. Unilever. Belanda. Oh, Belanda. Tapi kayak melekat tuh kayak orang Indo, kayak perusahaan.
Me? You? Italy. Alright, oh, be careful.
Kayak seru-seru aja gitu kan lihat perjalanan orang gitu gitu ya, lihat aja di Thailand, ada nggak di Indo, India, wow, Bangladesh, Pakistan, China, China cuy. Anjir, India. Kenapa India? Karena penontonnya banyak, dia pintar nyari marketingnya di sini ya. Tahu lah kan orang jadi ini di Indonesia juga negara-negara yang gimana ya, kalau bule datang dan mau muji-muji itu kayak over proud gitu loh, kayak tahu lah bule kayak Ubud. Ubud tuh Indonesia gak sih anjir? Bali. Pantas lah. Bali Indonesia. Indonesia 1 tahun yang lalu. Wow. Laos. Bang. Tuh India pasti banyak gitu karena memang first apa kayak orang-orang ini negeri jalan-jalan Dubai. Wih, Dubai 4,8 jutanya. Anjir, dia pergi kemana-mana ini semuanya nih. Kamboja. Aku pengen kepo dulu Indonesia dulu. Indonesia seru-seru nih, seru nih gitu ya. Eh, kita lihat. Apa sih? Mana ya? My first time nih. Wow, berapa menit? 13 menit? Aduh, bentar kali. Bali adalah tempat di mana bule itu nggak tahu itu negara Indonesia. Bule itu tahu kayak itu negara Bali gitu. Sama kayak Dubai gitu. Dubai itu kan apa ya? Dubai itu Arab Saudi. Pokoknya kayak kota, cuman orang luar gitu nggak tahu tuh kalau negara Indonesia yang punya Bali. Mereka kira Bali itu adalah negara. Karena itulah aja. Wah, not bad lah ya kalau Bali.
Well, good morning, guys, from Bali, Indonesia. I'm so happy to be back here in the Islands of Gods. This place is pure.
Tapi kan kayak monumen-monumen di Indonesia tuh termasuk bersih, kayak nggak ada bercak-bercak kotor, tai kucing atau apa gitu ya. Kalau tadi yang ku perhatikan ya, di wisata di daerah Bangladesh ya nggak tahu ya, pasti ada yang bagusnya. Cuma tadi beberapa yang perhatikan ya kayak ada semacam bercak-bercak gitu loh.
Magic. And in today's video, I want to show you Bali a little bit. First of all, I want to rent a motorbike, so we're gonna have a proper transportation to explore Bali. Second, we're gonna check in a tiny villa. I will tell you a little bit more soon. And then, yeah, we're just gonna hang around and explore this beautiful.
Kemungkinan aku juga ini termasuk belajar bahasa Inggris nggak sih? Oke, mendengarkan perkataan dia gitu loh. I see. Gini aja loh, kalau begitu.
Beautiful island. The moment I stepped in Bali, I felt so much better instantly, like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. This place has a very, very special energy, and I'm happy to share it with you.
Ya mungkin aku banyak-banyak lah reaction film reaction ya, dengerin orang bule bahasa Inggris karena memang ngebantu.
Just lead Bali through my eyes as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
Indonesia banget ya jalan-jalan kayak gini ya. Tempatnya tuh masih tersusun rapi gitu.
Pakai Pepsodent Herbal, abis sahur bebas ngomong.
Alright, I'm here in Kuta, and I would like to rent a motorbike for the months that I'm staying here in Bali. I'm gonna stay for
Masih tersusun rapi ya, masih
like
kamar
1 month.
baru.
So
Dan bawah-bawahnya masih sampah-sampahnya tuh nggak ada gitu loh. Ada lah
a
mungkin
nice
dikit ya.
bike to explore around, maybe like an off-road bike, something like that. I heard that in Bali it's very hard to find like big bikes because they put like a massive tax with motorbikes with the engine over 250 cc. So most of the motorbikes are under 250 cc. There's like an 80 or 90% tax on the big bikes. That's crazy. And to be honest, also you don't really need a big bike in Bali because the roads are very tiny. They're not like in excellent conditions. There are a lot of things to explore off-road. So the best would be to have like a small bike, but that I can enjoy different environment and different situations. So I checked few rental shops.
Rental.
Some of them they give me like a crazy prices, some of them give me like a more reasonable prices, and I found one that I kind of like. The guy is called John. I see I can trust him. He's a good guy, and he has small scooters, big scooters, and also off-road motorbike. I think I want to get like the CRF 150cc. Let's go there, check them out together, and I'll get a bike. And your name? John. Alright, thanks, John. So this 2.8, right? 2.8 million? For 1 month?
Wih, 2,8 juta untuk 1 bulan ya. 2,8 juta untuk 1 bulan. Gitu nggak? Sehari biasa 100 dikali 30. 30 juta. 3 juta. Tapi worth it lah ya. Sehari aja kemarin aku biasanya 100. Ya setidaknya ini nggak nipu.
Like for 1 day? 200? Yeah. 250. 2,000 per day. This one is the Yamaha WR155.
This is 6 gears.
This 6 gears.
This one, only 5
gears. And this
Kayak mungkin karena dataran di Bali kan banyak turis gitu. Jadi orang Indonesia juga bisa ngomong bahasa Inggris. Ya walaupun speakingnya
like a new model.
Yeah, and more power.
More power. He also has this nice Yamaha 155 XSR. Also has the X-Max. And the cheapest one, you have a
Cheapest one is 100,000.
this Scoopy 100,000 rupee per day.
sama lah per day 100.000. 100,000. Oh dia milih yang ini. Apa tadi?
the sound. The sound is really cool.
The sound is really cool. Kayak enak deh, gue suka deh. Anjir.
I'm gonna pay 2.8 million.
2.800.000 untuk per bulan. Cukup lah ya. Cukup banget sih itu menurutku.
For 1 month, and I also have to give him 500,000 rupee deposit. So total I have to give him is 3.3 million.
Oh, untuk sebulan berarti ya 3 juta 3. Wih, oh iya sebulan dia berarti belinya bro. Anjay, keren juga nih. Wih anjay cowok, Bali kayak gini ya ternyata. Wih, itu lihat tuh. Bagus coy.
Yeah guys, this is my bike for the next 1 month here in Bali.
Berarti dia sebulan cuy di Bali menikmati indahnya Bali gitu. Enak banget ya jadi bule gitu ya. Bayangin hidup banyak uang hasil dari AdSense gitu kan. Berapa juta dapat keliling dunia. Vlog gitu. Ya asik gitu gak sih?
It's a Honda CRF 150L. I think it's perfect for bike.
Anjir suka kali dia sama motor ini. CRF. Si Chris, temenku Chris punya CRF.
Perfect because it's not too big. You can go everywhere. I'm really happy about this bike. And yeah, I think now it's time to go check in a tiny villa because it's a very, very special place.
Anjay. Crazy amazing thingy villa.
I've actually been invited there by a couple of subscribers. They're from Australia. They sent me an email.
Oh, dari Australia. Email. Aduh, kok ini sih? Orang-orang kok berarti ngecek email. Berarti karena ada punya YouTube ya mungkin jadi dia ngechat di chat subscriber dari orang Australia. Kayak gitu lah.
They say, Gabi, I just heard that you're going to Bali. We just built our own dream tiny villa in Bali.
Akan ke Bali kami baru saja membangun villa Mungil impian lama kami di Bali.
It's brand new. We never been there, so
orang Australia yang punya villa ini ceritanya dia mimpinya membangun ini impian kami villa Mungil impian lama kami di Bali yang masih baru belum pernah.
they actually built it and they never been inside. And they say that they want to invite me for 3 days. You can stay there and let them know what I think about it. So I'm super happy to go there and spend 3 days in this tiny villa. Let's go right now and let's discover it together.
Yeah. Sederhana ya sebenarnya kalau lihat alam juga dengan sejuk-sejuk angin kayak gini siapa yang gak bahagia coba aku aja bahagia. Mungkin untuk sebagian orang beberapa mungkin kayak harus orang tuh harus lihat kota-kota desa itu juga termasuk menurutku apa ya daya tarik tersendiri gitu untuk bule-bule. Kenapa? Karena bule-bule tuh udah terbiasa dengan kota-kota gitu loh. Jadi dia butuh yang alam, butuh yang seperti seru gitu loh kayak experience baru gitu loh. Jadi ya happy. Nah jalan-jalan kayak gini tuh juga suka gitu karena udah ribet lah di kota tuh. Bosen dong apa yang lihat jauh-jauh jalan-jalan lihat suasana itu bahagia yang tidak bisa dijelaskan dan katakan. Ini villa dari orang Australia nih.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Where are you from, India?
Italy.
Pizza ya? Tidak pizza. Pizza langsung pizza.
I only know the pizza.
Wow. Tiny villa.
Tiny villa.
Alright guys, we made it to this beautiful tiny villa here in Bali. So here we have a nice lounge area with the outdoor shower, super cool swimming pool, and he told me that at night there is the light going on. Then here we have a little garden area. This is the entrance. I really like this super bright and big window. It's really amazing. Man, it's so dark.
Pengen banget rumah kayak gini. Sederhana. Rumah villa.
Tiny but so functional. You have a sofa here with a beautiful green background. Here you have the TV and the beach towels. Here is the kitchen area. Here you have pretty much
Oh wow.
everything. The rice cooker here, toaster, coffee machine. Here you also have the water dispenser, so you just push and you can drink cold water, hot water, and the water basically it's right here.
Wow.
Here you have the bathroom, outdoor bathroom, which looks amazing. Look at this sink,
Amazing.
beautiful mirror here. Again, tropical plants here, outdoor shower, and behind here.
Termasuk sederhana tapi orang bule suka gitu kan, kayak dia orang bule tuh kayak tempatnya mewah ya, nggak sesuai aktivitas mereka gitu lah, ngerti gak tau ya. Kayak ini nih menurutku kayak ini aja udah mewah banget, sampai nggak baik kayak belum pernah gitu di villa, di hotel, mungkin di hotel mentok-mentok ya, tapi ini termasuk mewah banget sih.
Man, this place is so cool. I really love this view. I mean, the colors combination, it's amazing. Alright, let's go upstairs now. This is probably the only downside of this tiny villa, that the staircase is very steep, so I guess not everybody can manage to go up. Let's climb it up. And here we made it to the bedroom, which, wow. Looks super
Wow.
nice. This looked like a very
Asik
comfy,
loh,
nice,
asik loh.
spacious king-size bed with fresh bed sheet. You got the TV here, and man, it's so nice to have the bedroom with a rice field view. Just wake up
Makanya
in
dunia ini,
the morning.
villanya itu nggak di daerah perkotaan yang padat gitu loh, daerah sawah. Wow, menjual view dia coy, keren kan, gila sih, gila sih, keren banget sih. Aduh, aku juga mau.
And you have this
Ini bisa
incredible
gue
view
gitu.
of the rice fields of Bali. So nice. Thank you so much to Sally and Rodney for inviting me here for 3 days. I'm actually one of the first guests here because they just built this villa and they just opened it up on Airbnb. If you want to check it out, I'll put the link down below of their Airbnb, and you can book it here in Bali if you want. Also, the location is really nice because it's a little bit outside from the busy areas of Kuta, of Seminyak, of Canggu.
Jauh dari daerah sibuk, daerah busy.
It's a little bit more north, very near Tanah Lot. It's just 10 minutes from Tanah Lot, and also very near from the beach. It's like 5 or 10 minutes from the beach. And also the Wi-Fi is pretty good, 50 megabyte. The nearest beach from here is called Pantai Niani, and it's just 5 minutes away. So let's go and check it out for a sunset.
Terus kayaknya dia sendiri loh kayak menikmati ya. Wah, dia saking suka suaranya selalu di videoin karena suka ya dengan suara. Wow, pantainya bagus coy. Pantai apa nih? Nyanyi tadi lupa pantai
Ada
apa.
yang lebih gampang
Ingat.
daripada pakai eyeliner. Udah tahu kan?
Formula baru, rambut anti bau keringat, anti kusut.
Kodok bersako, teman baikku.
This area of Bali is popular because it has the black beach. The color of the beach is black. And this is what I love about Bali, the diversity, the variety of nature and environment. You have black sand beaches like this one, but you also have white sand beaches with crystal clear
Seperti ini tuh juga memiliki pantai berpasir putih, pasir hitam.
water. You have unbelievable rice fields all over the island. You have 3 active volcanoes in Bali, and the tallest one is Mount Agung, which was active just few years ago in 2019. And this is a video
Wow.
of the eruption in 2019. Then you have lakes, jungles,
Tahun 2019 berarti pernah meledak ya gunung daerah situ.
mountains, waterfalls. There are so many beautiful things to explore in Bali. So after hanging out at the black sand beach for sunset, I came back to the villa, and the swimming pool lights at night, they're just amazing. I really love those colors in the swimming pools. And then it was time for a new day and some new explorations of Bali.
Orang bule tuh bangunnya nggak kayak kita, nggak subuh bangun, mereka di jam 10 jam 11.
Good morning guys from Bali, Indonesia. I had a glorious morning, like super relaxed, such a good vibe, drinking coffee, just contemplating life, enjoying under the sun, hearing the beautiful sounds of nature. This place is very, very special, and the energy here, it's amazing. Before we end this video, I want to bring you to Tanah Lot, which is just 10 minutes from here, and it's one of the main attractions here in Bali. It's a beautiful temple on the water, so we go now and check it out together. And then of course I will make more videos about Bali, because Bali, it's a huge island. There are so many different areas. I will also spend some time in Ubud with my friends, so I'm gonna make some more videos. Alright, let's go.
Oh, menghabiskan waktu sama teman, berarti dia punya teman-teman di sini tuh. Ini dari Itali gitu. Mungkin atau dari negara lain mungkin ya. I don't know.
So I found this brand new coffee shop right next to Tanah Lot, so it's very near. It's like 100 meters from Tanah Lot, which we are going right after. I think it's a great spot for a coffee. So the entrance ticket is 60,000 rupee plus
60.000 baru Tanah Lot. Oh, Tanah Lot ya, Tanah Lot Bali.
3,000 for the motorcycle. Makasih. Okay. Alright. Thank you.
Makasih internet.
Alright guys, we made it to Tanah Lot, one of the most popular temple here in Bali. Probably the second most popular.
Kita coba Tanah Lot atau apa? Tanah Alot ya. Wow, bagus ya.
Yes, for sure it's a heavily touristic place, but what I really like about Tanah Lot is that it has these beautiful gardens all around, so you can really enjoy, walk around. It's not only the temple, but the entire surrounding area. Last time I was here was 2016, a long time ago.
Kayak ini ular suci apa? Ular suci. Itu kan foto bule juga. Bali banget ya kayaknya.
Blessing from Tanalot.
Kenapa ya Bali itu ada kayak apa ya? Beras apa ya?
It's always good to be blessed in Bali. Alright guys, I'm going to end this video right here. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of Bali. I hope you enjoyed this tiny villa. I hope you enjoyed Tanalot. I hope you enjoyed my new motorbike. And for sure more videos about Bali will follow soon, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I will leave the link of this tiny villa on Airbnb down below. Also the link of the rental motorbike in Kuta. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Mudik berbuah keceriaan bersama Buah Vita. Asli segarnya, jaga daya tahan tubuh.
Aku Lai, bising-bising
Saat
gue
aku
Lai.
olahraga, tiba-tiba kaki cedera. Tenang, ada Neoremasil Anti-Inflammation IBP. Rematik nih. Neoremasil
Aku pengen lihat dia di Bali yang ke gila sih dia ke apa nih Afrika. Seru nih nanti ke Afrika kita. Bali, I think, atau lah kita lihat ya.
The truth about Bali. Is it really paradise? The truth about Bali.
The
Is
truth
it
itu
really
artinya kejujuran, keunikan, kebagusan, apa ya? Kebenaran ya, bener kan?
paradise?
Macet. What the fuck? Orang pakai baju kan? Apa tadi dia
The
bilang?
truth
Kebenaran
about
tentang
Bali.
tubuh.
Is it really paradise?
Kebenaran surga. Komentar negatif bro. Aduh. Kebenaran tentang Bali. Apakah itu surga? Agak. Macet. Bule gila. Macet lagi. The woman was stopped by police. Not help. Oh, dia nggak pakai helm anjay. Instagram greetings. Greatest escape Bali. Marah anjir orang beli banget.
When people think of Bali, they
Anjay bener.
think about this tropical paradise, amazing rice fields, incredible temples, pool villas, waterfalls, volcanoes, smiley and happy people, delicious food, and so much more.
Wow.
There are so many good things about Bali, and in the past 5 to 10 years, it also
Dalam 5 hingga 10 tahun terakhir
became very popular among influencers, celebrities, creators, artists, and digital nomads. But is it really like this? Is it really paradise? Well, we'll discover it together in today's video.
dia jadi menelusuri nih. Kira-kira ini Bali benar-benar surga atau apa yang benar yang influencer artis yang bilang apakah Bali itu benar-benar surganya wisata itu tahu ya. Kebenaran tentang Bali.
Good morning guys from Bali, Indonesia. I'm right now right here in Bali, in Canggu in particular. And to be honest, Bali is one of my
Canggu, Ubud, kemarin dia di kota ya. Nanti ada kota Ubud.
favorite places in the world. I lived here for 8 months in 2006.
Tadi dia di mana?
Bali is one of my favorite places in the world. I lived here for 8 months in particular. And to be honest, Bali is one of my favorite places in the world. I lived here for 8 months in 2016, and then I came back here.
Apa? Dia juga pernah kesini loh.
Places in the world. I lived here for 8 months in 2016.
8 bulan pada tahun 2016.
And then I came back here many times over the past year, so I definitely love Bali. The moment I arrived here the first time, I completely fell in love with this place. The nature, the people, the food, the culture, the religion, the ceremonies, the atmosphere. It's just a very unique place on this planet Earth. It's almost impossible to find a similar place in the world like Bali. It's It's amazing. It's really unique. But after living here for a little bit, and for those of you that have been to Bali, you know also that Bali is not like all sunshines and rainbows. And many people online show the best part of Bali. Many influencers, many YouTubers, many creators. In my previous video, I've shown you the beautiful side of Bali, the rice fields, the quiet surrounding. I've shown you a very nice pool villa. I will say I show you the good side of Bali. And in today's video, I want to share with you more the truth about Bali. And in particular, I want to share with you the 5 main issues of Bali right now. So if you're interested in this topic, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
Udah nikmatin aja. Ngapain sih, Patrick? Mending makan di sini ya. Apapun cerita Ramadanmu, ambil nikmatnya.
Apa sih kucingku nih berisik banget nih. Apa? Dikasih makan juga udah, makasih makan enak udah, makasih makan cair udah, kasih tempat tidur enak udah, kasih bantal udah. Ngomong apa? Udah kasih kebebasan teman-teman udah dikurung loh, diem loh. Pising banget kenapa? Pengen manja, pengen manja sini, gue manja. Musuh sih. Tuh makan tuh, aku udah sediain loh, tinggal makan loh. Jangan berisik loh, udah malam juga, gak enak semua.
Daun Indomie.
Ya aku juga berisik sobat kayaknya.
Rambutmu juga bisa kayak Surf Shampoo Smooth and Shine.
Terus cuma nunjukin makan ribet. Dasar kucing. Manja aja itu.
The first issue that I see with my eyes here in Bali is the overdevelopment. As I said, my first
Pembangunan yang berlebihan seperti
time in Bali was in 2016, and I can already see from 2016 to 2023 there is a massive difference. Back then there used to be many more rice fields, a lot more nature. Everything was just less developed compared to now, but still 2016 was already like peak development and peak tourism. And I've talked with some people that have been to Bali like many.
wow. Dulu berarti Bali itu kayak hutan, sekarang penuh
Many
dengan
years ago, 10
pembangunan
years
ya.
ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and they're just shocked to see how much
Wah anjir, perbedaan dari sawah seperti ini ya dari tahun 9, ya iyalah. Kalau 99 berapa tahun? Ya kali nggak berkembang balik.
years
Cuma
ago,
ya
10 years
beda
ago,
banget ya.
20 years
Udah jadi
ago,
kota
30
cuy.
years ago, and they're just shocked to see how much Bali has changed over the years. It went from this beautiful tropical Hindu island, very peaceful, full of ceremony,
Ini dulu banget ya, sekarang udah kayak gini. Sangat jauh perbedaannya. Gila.
with very authentic people, a lot of nature, a lot of rice fields, to this heavily touristic, very populated, very busy, very frenetic, and very commercial island just in few years. And unfortunately, if you come to Bali, you can see it with your own eyes that all these beautiful rice fields, they are becoming very quickly pool villas, guest houses, restaurants, shop, and basically everything is just developing so fast, and they're building everywhere. Of course, Bali, it's a big island, so there are still many areas that are not so developed and still authentic, but the most popular area, the most
Apa yang maksudnya train di Ankle? Most popular areas di sekitar 2018.
touristic area, Canggu, Kuta, Seminyak, Ubud, Sanur, they're really losing their soul, the uniqueness of Bali, because they're just developing too much and they're becoming very westernized very quickly. You have a lot of foreigners, a lot of expats coming here, buying the land through a company or through Indonesian people, and then they're just building hotels, building villas, building businesses. And yeah, I don't want to judge or I don't want to say it's good or bad, but for me, I feel sad to see that nature is slowly going away and more buildings.
Iya, alamnya perlahan-lahan hilang ya kalau misalnya pembangunan itu diteruskan itu. Bali yang terkenal alamnya bule kan tahu lah. Jangan kan bule gue aja ngeliat kota-kota tuh bosen anjir. Makanya lebih suka lihat alam tuh.
concrete is present here in Bali. And I can totally understand that Balinese people are tempted by the offer, because maybe you and your family, you own like a plot of land, and maybe you're a farmer, you cultivate rice, and then a company comes to you or a foreigner comes to you and they offer you like $250,000, $500,000, $1 million, and they just offer you to buy your land. And I understand it's hard to refuse. And then the moment they buy it, then they just build some businesses, some houses.
Iya. Dulu yang orang Bali itu punya sawah, punya begitu luas ketika investor datang, investor asing ingin membeli tanahnya untuk membangun villa, mereka menjualnya gitu. Jadi karena situasi Bali dulu terkenal banget ya tentang alamnya gitu. Ya makin lama makin kesini makin rame, makin dibuat villa dan makin hilang. Ya benar, alamnya makin hilang.
Some projects and the rice field is gone. So I understand. I hope maybe the government can do something. But yeah, it's
Pemerintahnya melakukan
kind of sad to see these changes over the years.
road infrastructure.
The second issue is roads and infrastructure, because Bali used to be a village island. Like the feeling of Bali is like being in a village. Everything is kind of small, the roads are small, and in my opinion, that's the beauty of it, that you just go around with your scooter, you explore Bali, and you can really feel this village vibe. But this vibe is beautiful if the island is calm, is relaxed, there are not too many people, and I'm sure it used to be like this, not so crowded, just the local people around, few tourists, few foreigners, but pretty authentic. Well, things are not like this right now, because Bali still has the roads and infrastructure of a village island where things are kind of on a small scale, but at the same time it has millions of people coming into the islands all the time. You literally
Banyak padahal jalan kecil kayak gini, karena apa? FOMO. Ternyata gak orang Indo yang FOMO, ternyata orang-orang luar juga FOMO, pengen tahu Bali itu seperti apa. Setelah tahu
have
dan
mass tourism coming to Bali right now. You have hundreds of thousands of cars on the islands, hundreds of thousands of motorbikes and scooters. You have a lot of taxi. You have a lot of buses coming to Bali. This huge, massive bus with 50, 100 people inside, just cruising around these small, tiny roads. So this is actually the issue. That is still kind of a small vibe island with small roads, no infrastructure. Everything has kind of a local feeling, but at the same time, you have millions of tourists coming. And here we connect to the issue number 3, the point number 3, which is crazy traffic.
Ada yang lebih gampang
Anjir,
daripada
crazy
buka
traffic,
Spotify
hati apa?
Toples. Udah tahu kan?
macet yang gila-gilaan, traffic jam.
Pakai Pepsodent Herbal,
Apa ya?
habis sahur bebas
Mati ya. Ya udahlah, kalian menikmati.
It's hard to
waktu yang
explain with words how busy and how much traffic there is in Bali. So the best thing to do will be just to show you around.
Macet males sih.
Always like this.
Selalu seperti ini.
And the situation can get really, really overwhelming. Sometimes you get stuck and you don't literally move.
Berhenti dan tidak bisa bergerak sama sekali. Bali terlalu padat dengan bule, terlalu shit man. Tolak keadaan Bali seperti ini gitu loh.
Because there are too many cars, too many motorbikes, too many buses, too many people.
Banyak orang ini dibuat tahun berapa ini? Setahun yang lalu loh. Kalau sekarang nggak puncaknya kayak mana?
And as I said, the roads are very tiny, so it's very, very hard to get around. And if you live this on a daily basis, maybe during your holiday, or if you live here, you know, it gets you. You get really frustrated, really nervous, really tired as well to be on a road like this all the time.
Tapi ya. Oke, bagusnya ya kalau
And of
banyak
course, the
orang
moment you
macet
get
ya,
out of the popular areas, it gets much better, much.
bener sih, pemerintah harusnya membuat suatu kebijakan ya, atau gimana ya caranya biar nggak macet gitu, gimana caranya gitu. Gak tahu lah.
more quiet. You can enjoy much more. You can enjoy beautiful scenery, rice fields. You can have a really good time. And here we come to the point number 4, which is more positive and more informative. And I think it's going to be very helpful for you if you're planning to come to Bali. The truth number 4 about Bali is that it has very, very different vibes depending on the area where you stay. Your experience in Bali can be a nightmare or it can be a dream based on the area where you stay. So you really have to understand who you are, what you want, what is your vibe, and then Bali has something to offer for you. And if you end up in the wrong area, then you're gonna struggle, but if you end up in the right area for you, then you're gonna really enjoy. So you really have to choose carefully. For example, the area of Kuta, Legian, Seminyak, that's the most touristic part of Bali. It's right next to the airport. It's full of hotels, guest houses, resort. It's right next to the beach as well. It attracts mainly Australian tourists, and here you can find a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, a lot of shopping, a lot of massage places, a lot of restaurants, of course, a lot of tattoo shops. But the energy in this area can be also quite heavy and can become very overwhelming. But again, it really depends on your style and your vibe and what you're looking for. Then over the years, the development moved further west and Canggu became the most popular tourist place. It's still one of the most popular places. It has a completely different vibe compared to the areas that I mentioned earlier. It attracts more digital nomads, expat, a lot of influencers, a lot of creators, a lot of backpackers, surfers as well. It has some sort of hipster vibe. It's full of cool restaurants, unique cafe, co-working spaces, gyms. There are many villas, many guest houses, many hostels. And this is also the area where the traffic is absolutely insane. And I feel like the development of Bali, it keeps moving west. So the area of Tanah Lot, which is west of Canggu, it's probably gonna become the next Canggu, and then further west, because there is so much demand and so many foreigners like to come to Bali and move to Bali. And then you have the famous Ubud, a little bit inside, far away from the beach. This is actually my favorite place in Bali. I lived here for 8 months and I absolutely love Ubud. Here you have more of a spiritual community. It's more laid back. It attracts a lot of conscious people that are into health, yoga, healing, art, crafts, eco-living, and so much more. There are some amazing restaurants in Ubud. The nature and the rice fields are simply mind-blowing around this area. And then you have so many more areas that I could describe, but this would need a separate video because there is so much to talk about. For example, Sanur, then you have Uluwatu, you have Amed, and Bali, it's a very big island, and there are so many areas. So the most important thing that I want to share with you in this 4th point is to just do your research, check and explore different areas, and then find the one that matches your style and your vibe, so you're gonna have a great experience in Bali.
Baru Sistema Active Clean dengan Wider Head Innovation. Ini bedanya Sistema Active Clean.
Sarannya apa nih?
Experience in Bali.
Tidak semua turis welcome. Tidak semua turis welcome, selamat datang. Tidak semua turis itu kayak membuka diri ramah apa gimana?
Balinese people are some of the most amazing and kindest people on planet Earth.
Oh, orang yang paling baik.
Really, they're just very special, very kind. They always have a smile. They're very hospitable. They're open. They're talkative. And I think it has a lot to do with the culture and the religion and just the Balinese way of being. But unfortunately, in the past few years, as I said, millions of tourists, millions of foreigners, millions of people from outside came into Bali. And some people are very respectful, very kind of the Balinese culture. But some other people, unfortunately, they're not so kind.
Ya, banyak turis yang tidak baik ya.
And they've been rude to Bali and to Balinese people. They've been disrespectful. They've been arrogant. And this unfortunately has affected the relationship between local people and foreigners. And actually this year in 2023 the government...
Oh ya, banyak turis. Aku juga pernah dengar sih kasus turis di Bali itu kayak banyak yang nyeleneh juga gitu loh, kayak the fuck, Bali bro.
Is seriously considering to put some rules and change the dynamics of tourism in Bali. As you can see here, they are considering to put a cap on the tourist arrivals, also to as you can see here, they are considering to put a cap on the tourist arrivals, also to filter tourism and kind of attract only quality tourists. They're also considering a tourist tax. They're also discussing to stop renting motorbikes and scooters to tourists because they are disrespectful and misbehaving, and so many more things. So unfortunately, the relationship between locals and foreigners is cracking a little bit, and I think this is a sign also of mass tourism and overdevelopment here in Bali.
Video of a German woman that has gone viral. She last week ran around naked at a traditional dance ceremony, tried to force her way into a temple, and this all took place while Western tourists sat there and watched the performance. Nobody seemed to know what to do. It wasn't the first time tourists have been caught on camera recently.
Lagi ini loh, lagi upacara yang mungkin kayak anjir gila.
Behaving badly. Some Russian visitors have been deported for posing naked on. Behaving badly. Some Russian visitors have been deported for posing naked on Instagram at holy sites.
And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Even though I share more the negative side, the truth about Bali, I also want to clarify that I absolutely love Bali. I love the Balinese people. I really feel a special connection with this island. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? Let me know your opinion. Let me know first of all.
Astagfirullahaladzim, ini kucing kenapa? Kau kenapa? Ada sesuatu kan yang salah dari aku, sakit apa gimana? Gatel apa? Kutu atau apa? Ya kan aku bisik banget udah tadi lo. Maunya apa coba? Gatel. Apa? Mengkek, minta dimanja doang ini. Bangsa kucing.
If you've been to Bali and what is your impression, what is your feeling, I would like to start a conversation in the comment section, reading comments of people that maybe lived in Bali longer, like many years, and they have different perspectives, so share your comments down below. Thank you again so much for watching, a big hug from Bali, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Aku pakai Interlock, suplemen
Nah itu aja ya. Mati cok ini kok. Ya mungkin untuk video. Nah, kucing termanja di dunia ini. Kucing termanja ini. Harus dielus-elus dulu baru diem. Udah sana udah malam. Mungkin itu aja video hari ini. Mungkin besok lanjut lagi ya untuk sekarang aku belajar bahasa Inggris juga sih sebenarnya. Jadi untuk hari ini aku pengen kasih judul apa ya? Jalan-jalan reaction atau apa ya? Ya reaction mungkin ya. Terima kasih. Dadah.